Welcome to Uncle's Channel. Thanks for watching today. Let's talk about a game called Super Kiwi 64. It just came out on Nintendo Switch and other platforms as well by a company called Ciactro that's basically going to do its best to replicate a early collectathon platformer for Nintendo 64. Hence the title, Super Kiwi 64. But the company is really just a one-man team, Marcus Horn, so it's a game developed by one person from the ground up. He did have some help on like the sound and some of the other behind-the-scenes stuff, but the game itself is pretty much developed by one person. And this game here is taking heavy influence from Banjo-Kazooie, which is one of the best N64 games there is, because your character here, granted he's not a bear and a bird, but his movement is very much going to be reminiscent of Kazooie here, because you do fly through the air or glide through the air. You got to move where you can sort of zoom and or torpedo yourself toward a wall, and you can actually stick in the wall here and jump your way up the wall, which is one of the Kiwi's special moves. But honestly, the character is just a pretty cute little character. I mean, look at him swimming around the ocean here. But the story here is you're basically stranded in an area that looks basically like Grundy's lair from Banjo-Kazooie, and you have a little bear here, and if you collect 40 of these little jewels, he's going to give you a ride out of the sewer or Grundy's looking lair here. And so you go through all these different levels. There are 8 levels total, and you basically just do different tasks and collect different items in order to get these jewels, in order to collect all 40 of them to get your ride out of here. Now, in each of the 8 different levels, there are gears you collect, which is sort of like the music notes inside of Banjo-Kazooie. The jewels are like the jiggies, and there's a lot of different little tasks you have to do, like collect keys to open up different doors, to get yourself another jewel, or go through a certain number of little hoops here to get another jewel, or activate a platform that like lifts a boat out of the ocean to get another jewel. I mean, it's very much of a journey around the world, do different tasks in order to collect jewels to get your flight out of the area. Now, these levels are nowhere near as big as any of the Banjo-Kazooie levels, because like I said, this is a one-man team, but each of the levels is actually pretty enjoyable. I mean, it's just big enough to where you actually want to go through and try to accomplish all the different tasks and collect everything. There's not a lot of like hidden secrets in it. Most of the hidden stuff is just simply going to be collecting the jewels. And one thing I actually really do like about this game is it sort of hones down or sticks to the N64 type game, as in you can like sort of break the barriers a little bit. You can go beyond the bounds where you were meant to go and explore some of the areas. It really did remind me of like how I used to try to like get out of bounds in like Banjo-Kazooie, or get out of bounds in Mario 64 and sort of explore what I wasn't supposed to explore in the game. I like that they left that in the game. Some people could call that a flaw, but I just consider that sticking to the true N64 source. And like I said, there are 8 levels, and they vary a little bit. Some of them are going to be more like a grassland or a forest land to drop mushrooms. Some are more desert-oriented, a little bit city-oriented. Some of them are sort of like a horror-oriented. I mean, you have like these little floating fetuses, sort of weird, these little embryos here that act as like switches to open different gates and such. I mean, the lore behind this game, it's got to be something. I mean, I have no idea what the lore is because there's really no dialogue to give you a story or anything like that. But it's definitely got a weird little tone to it. But it would be nice to have a little bit of a story, or even just a little bit of a tutorial to start the game, because I didn't actually know you could stick into the wall with your beak and then slowly jump up the wall. And it took me a little while to solve some of the puzzles in like, I think level 2 where that's required. And so a little tutorial would have been sort of nice early on in the game. But the game itself does get better as it goes. To me, each of the levels got a little more expansive, the puzzles got a little bit better, the music even got a little bit better as the game went. It's one of those games you load up and you're like, man, this is a really simple game. But the more you play into the game, the deeper it's going to get as you go. And it's still a very simple game. It just plays into that collectathon mentality that the N64 is known for. And to me, that's a good bit of fun. Now, like I said, this is developed by a one-person team, so the game is very simple. It's very short. I beat the game in like maybe an hour and 20 minutes. It was pretty short to go through, and it's not a super complex game, even in the hardest parts of the levels. To me, the focus audience for this is people who want to basically replicate a very simple sandbox experience of the N64 and a little bit new adventure. It's only $3 on the eShop, and to me, that price is about right. If this was a $20 game, I'd say, yeah, we need more story, we need more activities, we need more complexity throughout. For a $3 game, it's definitely replicating an N64 experience for like an hour, and it sort of took me back to what my childhood felt like, breaking the bounds, going outside the boundaries, and just truly exploring a 3D platformer with a cute little character. So if you enjoyed the N64, platformers, collectathons that you want to spend like an hour and a half on, this is the perfect game for you. If you don't enjoy any of those things, this game might be a little bit of a pass for you. But to me, I enjoyed it, and I think it's worth the $3 on the eShop. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Check out my other videos listed up above, and as always, go out there, find a great game to play. Just simply have a great rest of the day.